kicker Graham Gano set to put his foot into this one. And we are underway from AT&T Stadium. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pull out one for the safe, boy, till there's nothing left. I'ma run to the bed until we all got them buckets. Yeah, the footsteps coming, cause we coming for the jet. We ain't gonna run, no, we gon' ride. I can never switch, now
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Second and 11 at the 24-yard line.
Ball at the 24 and a second and 11. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 15 yards on the play. First down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful of one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
It's on the pickup. It's second and inches at their 48-yard line.
Here we go, D. Get off the field. Mike 55.
Prescott to throw it. He'll buy some time right. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. Third down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Cowboy first down. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spill the play before he gets there.
A first down carry by Elliott. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
38-yard line, 2nd and 9. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. And that's Elliott, complete. And he gets it down to the 32.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Blake Jarwin, the intended receiver, and now it's 2nd down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Prescott from the gun. That one complete. Elliott. And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
First drive of the game. We did see this in practice, didn't we? Because they allowed us to stay and watch and see what their opening script would be, even though we don't know the exact play calls. That looks a lot like what we saw them execute, doesn't it?
It really does. And in practice, it wasn't about a lot of big shots on that opening drive. They wanted to put together a series of plays, sustain it. They've done that. The defense now on their heels a little.
That they are, and you know what else is happening now? They're gaining information. They're gaining knowledge about how the defense is planning on playing them. So not only are they being successful on this drive, they're filing things away for future drives in this game.
You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me. Hey, check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Prescott now on 2nd down, being chased out left to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Oh, Prescott stripped. And who's got it? The Giants. A bad 3rd down mistake there.
Points were already on the board in their mind. And that's the worst part about it, right? Because it's just like in golf. Never count it in the cup until it rolls in there. Otherwise, you can really get messed up with your scores. In this case, you know they thought, hey, at least 3, maybe even a chance to get 6. It's a little bit demoralizing going off the field. Now you've turned it over, and you come up empty.
Yeah, if he holds on to that, at least the field goal on 4th down. Now they lose it. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It's 2nd and 11 at the 29-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. Catch made by Slayton. The 20, 10, touchdown, Giants. Darius Slayton, 71 yards. And the Giants strike quickly here for 6 points.
Graham Gano on for the extra point.
Well, the game had been pretty uneventful offensively until that big strike.
No doubt about it. Almost felt like they were just going back and forth a little bit in the first quarter. But in the second quarter, things ramped up a little bit. Things jumped up. And you're exactly right. Going to make a highlight film or two. We'll be watching that one later on today.
Graham Gano set to kick off.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
It's supposed to be awkward. If you know, you know. That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soft. Y'all playing the wrong football.
Here's Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Well, CD, taking a step back, we're 2 weeks into the season, and you already kind of get the sense that teams are beginning to separate themselves. If you look at the 2-0 teams, and remember, 62% of 2-0 teams ultimately make the playoffs. For Baltimore, Kansas City, Green Bay, Seattle, just to name a few, they look really good.
They certainly do, and in a lot of ways, those are the teams that we expected to be 2-0 at this part of the season. I mean, it's no major surprise. But how about Arizona being 2-0 as well? People talked about them getting better in the offseason. I don't know how many of us thought they'd beat San Francisco in the opener. They did. Then they jumped on Washington this week, and they are 2-0 as well.
Now on the other side,
they're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
They'll take over first.
Well, this is simply a great read by a defensive back. It's 3rd and 10, so he sits right on where the yard-to-gain marker is, knows it's going to be a route around that distance, makes his read, breaks on the football, and makes a terrific play.
Watch twist. Watch twist.
They go play action here on first down. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Giants.
A first down carry for Barkley. Dontari Poe in on the stop.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
18-yard line.
Two minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. On 2nd and 7, Jones. He completes it to Tate. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
And Barkley will try to punch it in. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal. at the 2-yard line.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
48.
Another try for Barkley. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Here's a sneak with Jones. And he is in. Touchdown, Giants.
New York.
Daniel Jones taking it in. And the Giants are able to grow their lead.
Graham Gano.
CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Graham Gano set to kick off.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we...
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Here's Jones off the play fake. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, let's go back to the start of the season talk, Charles. We talked about some 2-0 and 0-2 teams. You mentioned Arizona, maybe a good surprise. Houston, a bad surprise. Any other teams a surprise at this point to you?
Well, I think that I would look at the Los Angeles Rams right out of the gate. At home against Dallas, opening their new stadium. Many thought Dallas would go out west and beat them. That didn't happen. Then how about the Rams going on the road this week and beating Philadelphia and decisively? This looks like a Rams team that finished 9-7 last year. It has designs on challenging for the division title. And one other team I would throw in there is a little bit of a surprise, just by how it's gone down. How about Atlanta? I know it's tough against Seattle, tough against Dallas. Seattle was at home, but they got jumped on by Seattle. And in the Dallas game, they just gave away. That's a team that should be at worst 1-1 right now. Now looking at 0-2 and have a lot of questions.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Now Prescott. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Picked by Julian Love. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
At their own 13-yard line.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Off play action. Jones. And he will go down. A Cowboy sack. Off the edge, it's Tyrone Crawford with a sack.
A loss of 2 yards. It's 2nd down.
That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators. They sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach. We can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up second.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Throwing, Jones. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
Well, CD, unfortunately, some somber news across the league in Week 2 coming from New England Patriots running back James White, because his parents were in a car crash and his father, Tyrone, captain of the Miami-Dade Police Department, passed away, and his mother, Lisa, also sustained critical injuries. So it was obviously a tough one. James White did not play in the game on Sunday, but we did see the outpouring of support from around the National Football League and how this really is one big family.
Yeah, he was really embraced, as you mentioned, by the National Football League. We saw social posts from plenty of players around the league, including Tom Brady, former teammate of his with the New England Patriots. We saw an outpouring in terms of, other guys around the league. J.J. Watt, who played with him in college at Wisconsin. And not only that, how about his own teammates? Devin McCourty scored a touchdown against Seattle and ran up and told the camera, "Hey, 2-8, we're thinking about you. We love you." And the rest of the guys chimed in from there. And the Patriots organization offered to fly him home on the private jet. He stayed with his team, stayed in their embrace, and now he has to go and face the difficult task of saying goodbye to his dad and tending to his mom. But he's got plenty of support from around the league, from the Patriots, and, of course, his own family.
And this is caught. It's Cooper. Touchdown, Cowboys. Amari Cooper, 36 yards. And the Cowboys turn that interception into a touchdown. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Jones. He's got his man. This is Tate. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 23 yards the pickup there.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Now a play fake here on first down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The Notre Dame man, Jalen Smith, able to get a hand in and knock it away.
Well, Charles, glancing back to week 2 of the NFL, certainly there were a lot of great games. Unfortunately, though, it was a tough day for injuries across the league, and the team probably hit the hardest, the 49ers, losing Nick Bosa and Solomon Thomas for the season. They also had Jimmy Garoppolo, Raheem Mostert also leaving that game, but they were certainly not the only team affected.
And remember, they were already missing George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, right? Those guys didn't even play in that ball game. So this is a team. Oh, Richard Sherman, of course, is on IR. They've really struggled in the early going. How about the Giants? Losing the face of their team and Saquon Barkley. Looks like an ACL gone for the season. And Cortland Sutton also done for the season with an ACL with the Denver Broncos. Tough sledding right now. Remember, Drew Lock, the quarterback, also hurt his shoulder in the last ball game.
And then Christian McCaffrey, they're saying likely at least a month for him of being out with that high ankle sprain. I guess maybe, CD, this is a good year to have just that 3-week IR rather than the longer spell.
It certainly is, and when you can have guys who can return faster for you, and you know that, that really helps the team out in a big way. Unfortunately,
that's caught inside the 20. And finally, he's taken down at the 18. It's a big play for the Giants on 3rd down. And even 40 yards.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
A give to Barkley out of the gun. And they'll get him down right around the 16. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
That's complete to Slayton. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Giants on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, Jones. The quick slant caught. And he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll try and run forward with Barkley. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
At the 3-yard line.
Again, it's Barkley. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. He was calling no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Jones. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Cowboys.
A seismic shift in momentum here in the 4th quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 36 yards on the play.
At halftime, you had to feel like the defense had to be in a good position. They had to feel good about themselves. They'd had this guy boxed in all game long, but after that run, that might be the breakthrough that he's looking for. Now they may have some difficulty dealing with him the rest of today.
1st down, Prescott. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
They'll try and run some clock here with Barkley. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now defensively they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here Jones gets it out quickly, complete. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Off the play fake. Jones escaping the pressure right. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Tyrone Crawford picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack. Here's Riley Dixon now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at about the 28. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Trying to
shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a gain of 35. Now, he's been quiet all afternoon. He may have just come up with a play of the day right there, though.
Obviously, it's not the volume in what you get done. It's the quality, and that was a quality catch right there.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. A give to Elliott. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
The ball carrier.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
On the pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at the 20-yard.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Back to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Elliott. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. A good-looking drive for the Cowboys so far. It's a 1st down.
1st down and goal to go.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Now Elliott. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th.
Game at 14.
It's going to take it. No hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'm a boy. One for the sake.
Greg Zuerlein to kick off for Dallas.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. From the 6. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs.
Jones pass. Intercepted. The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
On 1st down, Elliott. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They go to Elliott again. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
Logan Ryan on the tackle.
And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. So it'll all come down to the booming right leg of Greg Zuerlein. And we will get a timeout with 2. Two 2 ticks left. So it'll all come down to the booming right leg of Greg Zuerlein. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And it'll be a good time in Big D tonight. The Cowboys have won it. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the